Proverbs chapter 6, verses 16 to 19. These 6 things does the Lord hate, yes, 7 are an abomination to him: a proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, an heart that devises wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief, a false witness that speaks lies, and he that sows discord among brethren. Exodus 39 verses 32 to 43. Thus was all the work of the tabernacle of the tent of the congregation finished, and the children of Israel did according to all that the Lord commanded Moses, so did they. And they brought the tabernacle to Moses, the tent, and all his furniture, his taches, his boards, his bars, and his pillars, and his sockets. And the covering of rams' skins dyed red, and the covering of badgers' skins, and the veil of the covering. The ark of the testimony, and the staves thereof, and the mercy seat, the table, and all the vessels thereof, and the showbread. The pure candlestick, with the lamps thereof, even with the lamps to be set in order, and all the vessels thereof, and the oil for light. And the golden altar, and the anointing oil, and the sweet incense, and the hanging for the tabernacle door. The brazen altar, and his grate of brass, his staves, and all his vessels, the laver and his foot. The hangings of the court, his pillars, and his sockets, and the hanging for the court gate, his cords, and his pins, and all the vessels of the service of the tabernacle, for the tent of the congregation. The cloths of service to do service in the holy place, and the holy garments for Aaron the priest, and his sons' garments, to minister in the priest's office. According to all that the Lord commanded Moses, so the children of Israel made all the work. And Moses did look on all the work, and, behold, they had done it as the Lord had commanded, even so had they done it, and Moses blessed them.
The second book of Moses, called Exodus. Chapter 40. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, On the first day of the first month shall you set up the tabernacle of the tent of the congregation. And you shall put therein the ark of the testimony, and cover the ark with the veil. And you shall bring in the table, and set in order the things that are to be set in order on it, and you shall bring in the candlestick, and light the lamps thereof. And you shall set the altar of gold for the incense before the ark of the testimony, and put the hanging of the door to the tabernacle. And you shall set the altar of the burnt offering before the door of the tabernacle of the tent of the congregation. And you shall set the laver between the tent of the congregation and the altar, and shall put water therein. And you shall set up the court round about, and hang up the hanging at the court gate. And you shall take the anointing oil, and anoint the tabernacle, and all that is therein, and shall hallow it, and all the vessels thereof, and it shall be holy. And you shall anoint the altar of the burnt offering, and all his vessels, and sanctify the altar, and it shall be an altar most holy. And you shall anoint the laver and his foot, and sanctify it. And you shall bring Aaron and his sons to the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and wash them with water. And you shall put on Aaron the holy garments, and anoint him, and sanctify him, that he may minister to me in the priest's office. And you shall bring his sons, and clothe them with coats. And you shall anoint them, as you did anoint their father, that they may minister to me in the priest's office, for their anointing shall surely be an everlasting priesthood throughout their generations. Thus did Moses, according to all that the Lord commanded him, so did he. And it came to pass in the first month in the second year, on the first day of the month, that the tabernacle was reared up. And Moses reared up the tabernacle, and fastened his sockets, and set up the boards thereof, and put in the bars thereof, and reared up his pillars. And he spread abroad the tent over the tabernacle, and put the covering of the tent above on it, as the Lord commanded Moses. And he took and put the testimony into the ark, and set the staves on the ark, and put the mercy seat above on the ark. And he brought the ark into the tabernacle, and set up the veil of the covering, and covered the ark of the testimony, as the Lord commanded Moses. And he put the table in the tent of the congregation, on the side of the tabernacle northward, without the veil. And he set the bread in order on it before the Lord, as the Lord had commanded Moses. And he put the candlestick in the tent of the congregation, over against the table, on the side of the tabernacle southward. And he lighted the lamps before the Lord, as the Lord commanded Moses. And he put the golden altar in the tent of the congregation before the veil. And he burnt sweet incense thereon, as the Lord commanded Moses. And he set up the hanging at the door of the tabernacle. And he put the altar of burnt offering by the door of the tabernacle of the tent of the congregation, and offered on it the burnt offering and the meat offering, as the Lord commanded Moses. And he set the laver between the tent of the congregation and the altar, and put water there, to wash withal. And Moses and Aaron and his sons washed their hands and their feet thereat. When they went into the tent of the congregation, and when they came near to the altar, they washed, as the Lord commanded Moses. And he reared up the court round about the tabernacle and the altar, and set up the hanging of the court gate. So Moses finished the work. Then a cloud covered the tent of the congregation, and the glory of the Lord filled the tabernacle. And Moses was not able to enter into the tent of the congregation, because the cloud abode thereon, and the glory of the Lord filled the tabernacle. And when the cloud was taken up from over the tabernacle, the children of Israel went onward in all their journeys. But if the cloud were not taken up, then they journeyed not till the day that it was taken up. For the cloud of the Lord was on the tabernacle by day, and fire was on it by night, in the sight of all the house of Israel, throughout all their journeys.
The Book of Psalms. Psalm 30. I will extol you, O Lord, for you have lifted me up, and have not made my foes to rejoice over me. O Lord my God, I cried to you, and you have healed me. O Lord, you have brought up my soul from the grave, you have kept me alive, that I should not go down to the pit. Sing to the Lord, O you saints of his, and give thanks at the remembrance of his holiness. For his anger endures but a moment, in his favor is life. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. And in my prosperity I said, I shall never be moved. Lord, by your favor you have made my mountain to stand strong, you did hide your face, and I was troubled. I cried to you, O Lord, and to the Lord I made supplication. What profit is there in my blood, when I go down to the pit? Shall the dust praise you? Shall it declare your truth? Hear, O Lord, and have mercy on me, Lord, be you my helper. You have turned for me my mourning into dancing, you have put off my sackcloth, and girded me with gladness, to the end that my glory may sing praise to you, and not be silent. O Lord my God, I will give thanks to you forever.